Hi everyone, Graham here with the latest updates from We Share Abundance. We Share Abundance is a cloud nation. We're an emerging nation. We've been around for about 4.5 years. Excuse me. And we've spent that time putting in some really solid foundations to make sure that we can be around for many generations, not just a few weeks, months or years like the average website, but for generations to come. Because as a nation, we need to be able to do that. And as a nation, we can then provide longevity and wealth, which is passed on and passed on through generation after generation. So it's not just something that's here today and gone tomorrow. We're now in a position where we are expanding our economy to improve the liquidity and value of our currency. And that'll benefit all our citizens because they all hold our currency. Anybody can be a citizen. There's no obligation, there's no fee. All you need to do is come along, register, prove that you're a real person, and that's it. There are lots of things that you can get involved in if you choose, but there's no obligation to do so. Most of our members want to get involved in things because it helps you put some cash in your pocket. And that's always handy, isn't it? Okay. Cash in your pocket won't make you happy, but it'll take away a lot of the stress out of living. And if you remove the stress from your life, you'll be a healthier person and a happier person in general. We'll have a little affirmation in a moment that helps us with what we class as a non-separatist ideology we have in We Share Abundance. What does that mean? It means we don't separate people into pigeonholes based on their age, height, weight, colour, class, creed, gender, or anything else. We just see everybody as a human being, part of one big family of humanity, all linked together, all individually unique, and so having something unique to give and to bring to our community, and therefore of equal value to every other member of our community. And that's what we call a non-separatist ideology. We'll have a little affirmation that helps us with that in a moment. Before we have that affirmation, I said that money in your pocket won't make you happy. It might give you some pleasure for a short period of time because it'll enable you to pay off your bills and put your kids through college or whatever else. But true happiness, that long-lasting, ever new bliss that is within you that can't be destroyed, can't be bought. And there are people with a lot of money that are still searching for something and they don't know what it is. And so they go after more money or more power or more houses, more boats, more planes, more whatever it is. They don't understand what it is that they're missing. And it is that bliss that can only be found through loving service to others. And the great thing about being of loving service to others is not only will it make you truly happy, it'll help other people be happy, but it'll attract into your life everything else that you want and need. So you won't have to stress out chasing after money or worrying how you're going to find time to do this and that. And, it'll all start working for you automatically. And so we'll have a very short prayer to help us with finding true happiness in our lives. But before we have that, let's welcome you. Whether you're watching live or whether you're watching the replay, we have a lot of members that watch the replay because 7 p.m. London time isn't a convenient time for everybody. And we have replays going back to day one, just a little over 4 years ago when we started We Share Abundance. You won't want to go through them all. It'll take you months to go through them all. But you might want to go through the last 2 or 3 if you've missed them, and just to bring you up to date with where we are and what's going on. We also have the ability and the opportunity to answer any questions that crop up on these live events. So if you are live with us, that helps because you can ask your question, and usually those questions are of value to every other person that watches the replay because they get a clearer idea of everything that's going on within our community. Talking about people that are live, let's welcome a few in because we do ask if you are live, just pop a comment in the in the comments and let us know who you are and where you're from, because it's interesting for everybody to see that we are a global opportunity. We're in all of the continents. Other than Antarctica, we don't have any penguins as citizens yet, but we're in all the continents, and most of the countries within those continents. So we have Ramachandra in. He's from Watford in England. We've got Lewis from Lisbon in Portugal, Peter from Kettering in England, Eric from Gatineau, Quebec in Canada, Don from British Columbia, Vancouver Island in Canada, Werner from South Africa. I'm not exactly sure where, but I've got a feeling it's somewhere near Cape Town, but I might be wrong. We got Kingsley in from Manchester in England, and he's letting me know I'm coming through loud and clear. Thank you, Kingsley. And we have Bozina in from Edinburgh in Scotland. And I'm sure we'll be joined by a few more people. But let's get started right away with that little prayer I told you about, the affirmation. The two together will only take us 2 or 3 minutes. And then we can get into the updates and answer any questions. Dear Heavenly Father, we are so happy and grateful for you, and we ask that you bless the We Share Abundance community, that it may fill each member's heart with unconditional love, and that through that love, bless each member that they find the joy of service, and through service attract true happiness and everything they want and need into their lives. Amen. Our little affirmation. We're so happy and grateful to be citizens of the United States of the world with God and truth as our leaders. Heavenly Father, may thy kingdom of peace come into our world as it is in heaven, and free us all from divisive inharmony, that we may become perfect citizens in body, mind and soul of thy world. Okay, and we have Werner letting me know where he is. Limpopo, far from Cape Town, north of Johannesburg. Okay, so I was totally wrong. Okay, and but Werner's there, put us right on whereabouts he is in South Africa. Big country, of course, South Africa. So he's from the north, an area north of Johannesburg. I had a great uncle, may have told you this before. He fought in the Boer War, and he wanted to stay in South Africa, but for health reasons, he was told he'd be better off moving to a different climate with his wife. And he came and he'd moved to Ireland, and he got there and he bought property there and everything. And then his wife died. I think he always regretted not staying in South Africa. And he always talked about Joburg. You know, it was the place that he really liked. Anyway, and we got Richard in as well from Devon in England. Today, we have no updates for development. I've still not been able to get hold of Rohit, who is the person that we need to get the stats page in ShareHope being a little bit more relevant for you, in particular showing the matching bonus payments that you receive. I know that he does travel about and he has family obligations as well that take up a lot of his time. But I'm sure he will get back to us and we'll get it sorted out in the not too distant future. Meanwhile, everything seems to be working pretty well in ShareHope. The growth is a little bit slow at the moment, but we are new and we've not really been into promoting it in a big way so far. And we don't yet have the ability to tell people in the power line when somebody below them upgrades that would be of benefit to them. And everybody, in fact, in our power line, there's upgrades that's in your power line is of benefit to you. It's not like most power lines where it's got to be somebody that's in your team that you've referred or somebody you've referred. It can be anybody referred by anybody. And when they upgrade, it will benefit you in some way, not necessarily immediately in terms of being in your pay line, but it will move you closer to getting somebody in your pay line in our community matrix, which is everybody that gets involved gets into that, and it will build and generate you an ever increasing income, and over time will produce you over $6,000 a month purely from that matrix alone. Now, while that's building, you will also have your personal matrix, and that will also be building, and that is able to be controlled by you. You can't control the community matrix. It's there and it will grow, and you can't do an awful lot to speed it up or slow it down. It will just happen. But your personal matrix, if you are active, you can move that along faster. Okay? And of course, the personal matrix is where you have the matching bonus, and everybody that you introduce that earns something from that matrix, you earn 50%. So if somebody earns just $10 a month from it, you'll be earning $5 a month from it. If they're earning $100 a month, you'll be earning $50 a month, and so on. And that can be very significant because from that matrix, everybody will in time generate an income in excess of $4,000. So if you've got a few people that are earning $4,000 and you're getting half of that, it can add up very quickly. We've got Peter asking a question here, Graham. Are there any plans to access the ShareHope plan from the Wheeze Abundance dashboard? Yeah, that's a good question. It was something that I said we should do long ago, and I don't think we've done it, but there should be a link in there, yeah. And it will be done. In fact, let me make a note of that. Okay. Thanks, Peter. It is something that, yeah, I did say we should do long ago, and I don't think it's been, well, I know it's not been done, otherwise you wouldn't be asking that question. And it should be there, and we'll get that sorted out. And we got Sam in from Nigeria as well, another representative of the huge continent of Africa. Okay. So development-wise, we don't have any news for you. On my side, I've been mainly trying to catch up a little bit on some of the accounting things that we need to do, which I do tend to get behind on from time to time. Filing of documents and this sort of thing. And that's just administration that should be kept up to date, and isn't always, I confess, but it is always caught up over a period of time. Really, I don't have any news for you, but we do have the numbers from the last 24 hours for you. It's the 10th of August already. We're a third of the way through August. Beyond Infinity, a third of the way through the month, and Beyond Infinity still haven't published the people that should be getting their cars this month. I know they're busy with other things, but they said they'd set up a separate department to handle that. And really, a third of the way through the month, we should know who are getting cars this month, who are eligible to claim their cars this month. I have messaged Victoria about it previously, and I will message her again after I've watched the replay of the training they had today, because they may cover something about it in there. I doubt it, because they're concentrating on the new over-the-counter exchange and nodes in that. I did try and get in live, but I was too late. They were full up, so I am watching the replay, but I've only watched the first 5 or 6 minutes of it so far. I'll get to the rest of it when we leave here. And if there's no mention of the cars in that, then I'll get on to Victoria again. Really, a third of the way through the month is too late for people to be knowing who's getting cars in August. I'm not over optimistic about our second vehicle being in that batch, but we won't know until we see who's in it and where it goes up to. And then we can perhaps make an educated guess as to when we will get our second vehicle. And of course, that's a bonus. It's $125,000, but by the time we've bought it and sold it, hopefully we'll get a bigger percentage than we did from the last one, where we ended up with roughly half of the value of the vehicle. A little bit more, because we got £25,000. I don't know what that relates to in dollars now, probably $33,000 for a $50,000 vehicle. So it's probably about 60% we got. Hopefully we'll be able to get closer to that 80 or 90% with what we've learned from that. But we have to, first of all, be put in the queue to get that vehicle. Well, we're in the queue, but we have to be high enough in the queue to be named. Okay. I only got as far as the date, didn't I, with the numbers? So here we go. We have an increase of 2 in the last 24 hours in the ShareHub program. 2 people that have upgraded in the last 24 hours. That's gone up to 460 exactly. An increase of 36 in the 777 plan in the last 24 hours. An increase of 71 in our registered members in the last 24 hours. And those numbers are all a little bit skewed from where we have been. So I'm not quite sure what's going on at the moment, but we'll see what numbers we have tomorrow. Tomorrow, of course, we also have the drawing for the charity raffle we run weekly. Any proceeds from it, we donate to charity, a charity that's outside of our community. And of course, the member can, tickets are $1 each. And for a $1 ticket, you have a chance of, at the moment, it's an $80 top prize, but a 1 in 3 chance of getting a prize in that raffle. So we'll have the drawing for that tomorrow. But that is the updates on the numbers for We Share Abundance. Multiply Weezer, which is pretty much dormant at the moment. We did log in and we got enough to, we got just over $1 actually from logging in from the revenue share. Took us to $10,513.43 in the bonus pool. And it'd be nice when we get onto We Share, the Multiply Weezer site, rejuvenate that, bring it all back, and then we'll be able to use that bonus fund to benefit the members in that program. Okay, and let's see, we've got Sam in asking a question, and we've got Peter in from the Cameroon. So what's the question from Sam? Graham, please, have any effort been made to start refunds to those that assisted with some cash earlier? Yes. The people that directly made loans to the company have all had their loans repaid. They've not received the interest that was promised on them, but they are not out of pocket any longer. So if you're talking about those loans, then that is the state with those loans. If you're talking about people that bought nest eggs, no, and that's been covered quite extensively in the last couple of days, actually, Sam, and many, many times prior to that. The nest eggs are one of our priorities once we get an influx of cash that we can use. At the moment, the cash that we get in is from sales generated by members, and that pretty much all goes out in commissions to the members that generate the sales. And we have that there, and all that, those funds go into a liquidity pool to make sure that members that are helping grow the community can cash in any time that they choose. And it will be at the rate in your dashboard. We need additional funds outside of those generated through those programs to be able to pick up on things from the past and get those paid out. And it'll take a while to generate those, but things like the Beyond Infinity car program help, because that's how we got those November people paid out. When we get the Fund Miracles site working, that will generate income, and that will help. When we get the next vehicle from Beyond Infinity, that will help. And we will be targeting the people that have helped us by buying nest eggs. You've got to understand that when you bought the nest egg, you got a very good discounted rate on ShareHope tokens. Now, I know that you say, well, okay, that's fine, but the ShareHope tokens are in my ShareHope wallet and I can't draw them out, so I've not got the money, I can't use it. And I know that's a fact. And if I could change it, I would. And when we can change it, we will. But in the meantime, those tokens are there and they are building additional wealth for you for the future. And if you get into the ShareHope plan and work it, you will be able to access those tokens. Even if you don't work it, it'll take longer, a lot longer, but if you work it, you can get access to those tokens much quicker. But as we do get funds that are surplus to the commissions that we pay out of everything, then we will be using them once we have sufficient. I mean, it's no good having $1,000. $1,000 may sound like a lot to somebody that only wants $50 back because they bought $50 worth of a nest egg. But you've got to understand our scale. Even now, where we are, we're not at the lowest point we've been membership-wise. We've been lower than where we are today, but we're certainly nothing like at the height of where we were. And we've still got over 40,000 members. How many did I say? Wrong paper. 46,891, close to 47,000 members. And not all of those hold or help with nest eggs and things, but a lot of them did. And it's not just $50. Some of them put in thousands of dollars. Some of them put in hundreds of dollars. Some of them put in $10. But we have to treat them all equally, because $10 to somebody in Suriname is probably as valuable as $1,000 to somebody in Southern California. So we have to treat everybody equally, and we have to say, okay, once we get the funds, we need to pay it out in equal proportions to the people we can. And we said we will do that, and we'll do it in a chronological order. And so that, once again, explains where we are with things. We are working to build our economy. The more help we get from the more members, the faster it'll happen. We'll do everything that we can as a community governing body, the people that are behind it, the developers, the server team, the volunteers that we have doing things, running things like me. I mean, I'm just a volunteer like anybody else. We're all working with the objective of getting us into a really stable position financially, where we will be totally 100% debt-free, even though it's not really a debt, because you bought something that you have, even though you can't sell it at the moment, if that makes sense to you. I know it's a little bit complicated, and it's not perhaps the answer that you wanted, but it is the answer that is factual and honest. Okay. Yeah. Getting back to Beyond Infinity, they hopefully will be letting us know about those cars in the very near future. I'll be pushing again for it. But that training that they did today is something that a lot of you need to see. If you're in Beyond Infinity, particularly if you've bought node licenses through Beyond Infinity at the moment, you get them at 25% of the cost that they will be in another month and 2/3 by the end of September. They're running that offer that they have now until the 27th of September. Now, we have a co-op because you're going to have $500 to buy a node license. In fact, you're buying 2 node licenses for $500 currently. They will be $1,000 each after September, on the 1st of October, when they start selling them generally. But we have a co-op because they are $500 for that license at the moment. And I know a lot of people can't afford that. And we have a co-op where you can take a 10% share for 10% of $500, $50. You can have up to 5 shares in the co-op. 5 shares in the co-op will get you the equivalent of 1 full node license. Nobody at this stage knows how much a node license is going to pay, how much it's worth. I don't know whether there's any further information on that in the training that they've done today, because, as I say, I've only seen the first 5 or 6 minutes or so of it. But I doubt that they'll really know much about it until they get the exchange launched and they see what kind of reaction they're getting to it. And we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully, it'll all work as they would love, and there'll be a lot of exchange activity. And I don't see any reason why there shouldn't be, because it's something that most people want, is an over-the-counter exchange where they can say, okay, I've got $100 worth of Litecoin, give me $100, boom, done. You know, most exchanges, you're struggling with it to get any exchange. Some exchanges will let you buy, but they won't let you sell. I think Atomic Wallet is one of those. You can buy and not sell. MetaMask used to be you could only buy. I think you can now sell through the Transact program, which is a Visa operated thing. I don't know what the costs are, but an over-the-counter exchange will accept anybody from anywhere with any listed currency, and immediately exchange it for one of the common fiat currencies. I don't think they'll, you know, if you live in somewhere and they, you know, you're a little country and you have your own currency and it's only available in that country, I don't think you're going to be able to exchange that directly. But you know, if you want dollars or euros or pounds or maybe yen, I don't know, but they will have several options, and then you can trade that very easily into your own local currency. So it will be something that is very useful for millions of people that are using cryptocurrency, whether they want to buy it, whether they want to sell it, whether they want to swap it. You know, you'll be able to swap it. You know, if you've got Bitcoin and you want Litecoin, you'll be able to do that. So it's all there, and it's a lot safer than using an exchange like, you know, Coinbase or Binance or whoever else, where it's all within their environment, and if something goes wrong, you've lost your money. So there we go. Kingsley, is there a way of the balance amount in our back office to get interest? No, is the simple answer to that. But you do grow your balance in your back office through the pool system, and that's probably better than interest. But no, there isn't any way. It's something that we may look at. But currently, there isn't any way at present, no. In fact, it's something that we could probably do in the ShareHub wallet. I'll have a think about it. Okay. Thanks, Kings. Yeah, so if you've got a share in the co-op, or if you directly purchased some equity in the nodes through Beyond Infinity, through their PPP plan in your Infinity dashboard, you will need to get yourself up to date by watching the replay of that Zoom if you weren't on it live. As I say, I couldn't get on it, it was full. But the replay is now in the training section of Beyond Infinity. So if you log in, go to the training and look for the Zoom on the 10th of August, that is the one that you'll need and want to watch. Okay, Sam, has there been a case of any WISA members from another country who participated in the car program who has received their car? Yeah, from another country. We've had 2 or 3 in the United States that have received a car. We've had one in Australia that I know of. I think it was one of our members that got a car in India not long ago. And we've got Kingsley himself just going through getting his car in England. So that would be another in this country. So yeah, there are examples, but they've not really done that many cars. They're only doing $500,000 worth of cars a month. Once again, you may say that sounds like a lot of cars, but if they were all $25,000 cars, it would be quite a number of them. But a lot of them are 50,000 or more in value. So that brings the number of cars down. And I think they only started it, when did we first get our notification? We were one of the first. I think we got it in June, but I'm not absolutely certain of that. So if they started in June, we only got June and July, and we're waiting for August. Maybe it was May. Maybe we got it in May. May, June, and July. We're still waiting for them to announce the August ones. Richard says he was locked out of the BI Zoom too. Yeah, I had intended to get there early, but I didn't because other things happened. And so I got there a little after 4 o'clock and it was already full. But the replay is there and it's available to everybody. We can't copy it. We're not allowed to copy it and post it anywhere. So you have to log into your Beyond Infinity account to watch it. And I think you've got to be a paid member of Beyond Infinity. I think if you just registered and you've never paid that $50 fee, then I don't think you get access to it, but I'm not sure. Okay, and that pretty much covers what we've got today. We'll see what the news is tomorrow. By tomorrow, I will have watched the replay of that, so I'll be able to give you a little bit of an update on it if there is anything that is of significance. I doubt very much whether they'll have any idea of how much you'll get for a node license, you know, how much regular income it'll be. And I'm not sure that they will ever really know, because even once they've got started and been running for a few months, it may show a gradual increase. It may be up and down. It may start with a boom and go down. Nobody really knows with a program like that what the future holds. But we have to just be optimistic. Don't expect too much, but hope for the best, okay? And then you won't be disappointed. Right, that's it from me, folks. I'll be here tomorrow, 7 p.m, same time, 7 p.m. London time, YouTube, Twitch, and in our Facebook page. And until then, do what you need to do. Share love and abundance. Be of loving service to others. It's going to make your life so much better while you're making other people's lives better. You'll feel wonderful. You'll be healthier. You'll be happier. Isn't that what life's about? So just go the extra mile. Do it. And I'll see you later, alligator. Ain't a wild crocodile. See you later, alligator. Always wear a smile. See you later, alligator. Go the extra mile. See